Hey everybody, and welcome to Binder Minder, and it is mail day again. In fact, it's been a little while since I filmed a mail day. You won't notice it, but I took about a 2.5 week break. I just didn't have a whole lot of stuff come in yet. We had a lot of stuff that was on order, and it took a while for it to come in. So that said, we got a lot of stuff in today. We have more stuff coming tomorrow. I thought we were going to get everything in today, but we had so much that I figured I would go ahead and just dive into it. This is a big stack of stuff here. The majority of this, though, so I'll just go ahead and split this off. I believe everything in this stack right here and these as well. This is all from a trade that my wife and I did. Well, technically, my wife did, and then there's a friend of ours, and he sent off a couple things for me as well in this. So this is just she traded off a whole stack of stuff. Well, not a big stack, 4 cards, but 4 expensive cards to kind of make some progress towards a couple of things she's working on. So, and then we've got some other orders that have come in for that my wife has ordered and that I've ordered as well. So let's just go ahead and dive into them because it's going to take a while to get through all this stuff once we start sorting it. So right here on top though, so she got an order with 2 cat cards. She got Slashing Tiger and Trained Cheetah. These are both from, I think, 3 portals, and these are reserve list cards. These end up being in really good shape. These are 2 of the 3 cards that she needs as far as more expensive cards for her to chip away at her cat collection. So this is a good start. And when she was doing some of those orders, I don't know if it was on those, but she did order 2 more wastes for me because she saw that I've been ordering those wastes. So those are going to be for me. And this one right here, I've got Van Helsing's Holy Ward. This is one of the Dracula cards. So that's going to be for me. And then Warden of Evos Isle. And then a Quincy Harker, which is another Dracula card. So this is a Dracula card. I think this one is one of the cards I need for changing stuff around in my Tempest Hawk deck. But I need to double check. So I'm just going to stick it in that pile, but I'm not really sure where it's going to go yet. I did order in one other collection card, this Archon of Cruelty. This is the last card I needed for the Duskmourn stuff, from their Nightmare bundles. So this should finish that up. It'll be exciting to check that out. And then here I've got a stack of cards. These I ordered from myself. So I got this Jill in. This one I think I just was reading it and I thought it was kind of cool. I added this one in. Actually, this might be something that my wife needed. We'll find out though. We'll stick that in there. And then I ordered myself 3 of the SIDs. Specifically this one. So this SID right here, it's number 480. It's the only extended art SID. And this, ironically, was the cheapest SID that was listed for a while there. But I think this is cheap because everybody immediately opened up all those collector booster boxes. I don't think this is going to be very easy to find once the collector booster boxes kind of run dry, and we start getting reprints of the play booster boxes. So I figured I'd pick this up while it was cheap from that rush of stuff hitting the market. Before it goes back up, because I do think that this one is going to go back up eventually. And then I picked up 216 and 408. I also picked myself up a pair of these Herald's Horns. These are the buy a box cards for Final Fantasy, and we didn't pick up our boxes at an LGS, so we didn't get a buy a box. But for one, Herald's Horn has not been printed in an extended art at all, ever. So I was hoping to get my hands on a couple of these in the first place because we do use these. This is another one of those cards where it's pretty easy, to run in typal decks because it's, once you name a creature type, the spells of those are 1 less to cast. And then at the beginning of upkeep, you can look at the top of your card, top of your library, and if it's a creature of that type, you can reveal it and put it in your hand. So it gives you a potential extra card draw as well. But I picked up 2 of these while they were cheap. pretty cool looking. Plus, they're cute, you know. But, and then I also tossed in one extra waist at the time. This came in today. This is another one of the Portal reserve list cards. This is the only one I don't think I've checked as far as making sure that it's not a fake. So I'll have to do that here in a little bit. And she also did get in this Ereboo Roar of the World. So basically, she misunderstood what I said. I said, hey, here's a list of cards. It was basically all the expensive cards that were left in her stuff. And I said, if you take care of this stuff, the rest will be easy. And she heard, this is all that I have left to get. It's not true. Even once all these are left, I think she's got like 51 cards or something she still needs for the cat deck. Or I'm sorry, she's got $51 worth of cards left. But the majority of those are cheap. And I can get a lot of those from our LGS for a good price. So she got this Urborg Panther, and she got this Scoria cat. It's another cat one. This right here, even though it doesn't say cat, I think this is a cat technically as well. And then she did get herself a Sid. So we've given all these Sids names at this point. We call this Farting Sid because he's got all the, gas around him. I've got from my boxes, I've got the Metal Mustache Sid. Let's see what else we got here. Super Sexy Sid, which there's two of. There's the what are the things that you have in your garden? Gnome. There's Gnome Sid, and then there's Super Sexy Sid again there. So just for making it easy for us to tell them apart. This order right here was for me. Really, the only thing that was important in this was this Clarion Conqueror. I picked this thing up for less than $5. It's Japanese text, but again, I just like the art on these, so I was kind of picking them up. So I think, once it's all said and done, and I think I might actually have more cards here. I have to dig around. I think I'm missing a few, but I'm down to 2 cards left from this Tarkir showcase treatment. I can't remember what it was called now. They had the Halo, but it would start with H. Anyhow, I'm down to those last 2, which is the Ugin and the Elspeth, and those are still expensive. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up picking those up or not. If they continue to drop in price for the Japanese versions, I will eventually pick them up. And it does seem to trend that way. So like the English ones are kind of not dropping, but the Japanese ones are. There's just, the people who want the Japanese ones have mostly picked them up, or the people like me that are waiting for them to actually be cheap enough to collect. Got myself an old Swamp. I thought that was pretty cool looking. And then this right here is just a Secret Lair island. It was one of the things that $5 shipping was free. I just had to bump it up over that mark. So let me just a second. I'm going to see if I can't find them. I think I'm missing a couple cards. All right. See, I knew I was missing something. So this order right here, and this is the reason I saw that, and I was like, I did get the Draco Genesis in that as well. And then, as you already saw, I got the Japanese version of the Radiant Lotus from Aether Drift. And then, I don't know why I ordered this. Oh, Eyeblight's Ending. I think this is actually, this isn't a deck that I'm building. I'm building a $20 or less deck. And so basically every card is, in order for the whole deck to be $20, including lands, the cards inside of it are cheap. And the idea is that I want to build a deck that I roll around unsleeved. So it's $20 and, rubber banded together, rifle shuffle and the whole deal. So something to be able to kind of mess with people a little bit. We'll see though, and I got a couple of cards in this other stack that are going to be for that. So, which speaking of, let's dive into this one. So we got a stack of more expensive cards here, and then of course right here on top you can see this is a friend of ours we play Arena with, and we did a little trade. We shipped each other some stuff. and he had been hanging on to all these heir apparents. He got these during the foundation launch, and I told him to trade them in. They were worth quite a bit, and he was like, "No, wait for you." And I'm like, I just I just have no interest in spending the $4 or $5 that they were at the launch, and so I didn't really want him to save them because I thought why waste the money? But he did hang on to them, and I really appreciate it. So this right here, in addition to me opening up some foundations and her opening up some foundations, if she's willing to give me some heir apparents, I should be getting close to having enough heir apparents here soon. Like, it's not going to take me very long, I think, especially if I actually put an order in for a few of them. But we'll see. That's 6, including 1 being foil. So in this stack here, we're just going to dive down underneath all this stuff. So he sent all of his Final Fantasy art cards. So my wife's got, well, I don't know if he sent all of them. I know we went down through and we read off all the numbers, I think. But he sent a whole stack of art cards. We have, in addition to her Final Fantasy collection, she's also trying to get all the tokens, all the regular tokens, not the search foil ones and stuff, and then also the set of the art cards. And so he sent over his art cards. So another big thank you for him on that. It wasn't really a part of the trade. He just tossed them in. So we'll, here in a little bit when we dive into everything, we'll go through all the art cards and see what kind of progress we make. And then he also, part of the trade obviously was a whole bunch of Final Fantasy stuff, basically the stuff that she's missing. So we're going to have a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff for my wife's Final Fantasy collection. In fact, spoilers, but essentially what this will get her down to is I think she just has a stack of SIDS that she still needs to get to finish the collection. So big thank you to Charlie for that. He was able to do a trade for some stuff that he wanted, but also help my wife be able to make that progress without having to spend more money when money's tight right now, especially with all these sets that keep coming out and Secret Lairs and everything. So he sent all the lands that we needed, and I think he even sent each one of them in regular and non and foil, so which is really cool of him. So we'll dive through getting all those organized later when we get into the Final Fantasy binder. And then he did send me cards for that $20 or less deck. So the issue with that deck, the $20, is so a majority of the cards are like 5 cents, sometimes 2 or 3 cents, right? And at least in my case, our LGS minimum price for a card is 25 cents. So if all the cards are 5 cents and I have to pay 25 cents for them, it's going to be a lot more than a $20 deck. It's going to raise the price significantly. That's an issue we ran into when we built our Pauper Cube, which was $100 worth of cards. But trying to find the cards at those prices, and you can find them on TCG Player, but trying to get those and not spend a bunch of money on shipping and stuff can be a challenge. So he did send me a whole stack of cards that are going to go for that deck, including a Soul Ring, which was really nice of him. So all of these, I believe, are for that deck. I told him that, anything he sent's going to get, it's not going to be sleeved, it's going to get played, it's going to get beat up. And I know I saw a couple foils in here. Bajuka Bog in there. There's a foil there. So, and he even sent that borderless counterspell, But they're going to see play. They're going to get abused. So for the stuff that's in the top loaders, so we get a couple more expensive cards. We got the Eater and Prewin. This is actually his promo card, but it has the same card number, so we're good to go there. Buster Sword, non-foil. This one's a big part of what she needed to make progress for that. She, I think she had a $200 worth of cards initially, but a lot of that was in like 3 cards in total value. So Buster Sword was one of those, and so was that shield. And then, of course, all the SIDs make up a lot of that value, too. And so she's got Banana Sid, Super Sexy Sid here, Creepy Sid. I don't remember what the name of this one was. Every time I see this, though, I think of Fallout. We'll just call that Fallout Sid for now. And she's got a foil version of the Super Sexy Extended Art, and this was pretty cool. Then she got a Sephiroth, two-sided card. So that's another one of the big hits that she needed. And then Terra, Magically Adept. But yeah, I think beyond the SIDS, I think there's like 2 cards that she needs. So anyhow, I am going to get her binders out and get a couple of these things added in, and we'll get going and putting everything in the binder. We'll be back. Okay, got everything scanned in. Took me a little while to figure things out. I'm going to do all the stuff that goes into my binders first because I know the Final Fantasy and the cat stuff will take a little bit longer. So I got my land and staples binder, the one that has a kind of a mix of everything in here. We'll see what goes in here. So I know these lands go in here, and these Herald Horns are going to go in here. So let me see if I can find a spot for these Herald Horns in this section now. As it sits right now. Oh, that's right. I did make room. I moved some stuff around and made some room. So we'll just drop those Herald Horns right here. And then, so we got lands. I just need to find my wastes because I have a whole bunch of those. All right, there's the waste page. There's no room for anything else, so I'm just going to have to stack things. We got snow-covered wastes, and then we got 2 of the Final Fantasy ones, right? Yeah. So, snow-covered wastes, and then 2 Final Fantasy. Like I said before, I think I'm pretty much done what I need on waste. I can't imagine I'll need more than the 12, 13 that I've got sitting here. I don't think anything else is stacked. Once I started getting into utility lands and stuff like that, when I build a colorless deck. But now I've got an island and a swamp to put up. Mountains. Islands. So this is just a secret lair island, so there's not going to be a spot for it. So we'll just drop it in any open spot. And this swamp, I might have some of these swamps, but they're all the way at the end. Got some random older swamps in here. I'll just drop it in here. And then I'll go ahead and switch binders. We'll be right back. Okay, got the special guest binder out. I think this is what's got all of this stuff. So I'm looking for the spots for the heir apparents and then the SIDS. I don't think I've even put any SIDS in here yet. I think my other SIDS are in my money binder. Oh, that's right, we have some of these too. So before we get into those, we do have two of the Dracula cards. So we got Van Helsing, Tully Ward, and Quincy Harker. It's 340 and 329. So this is 331, so 330. This would go here at the beginning. And then this one is 340, so we have 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 340. This goes all the way at the end of the page. At least that fills in a little bit. Don't think we have anything before that. We have the other Duskmourn card here. That's going to go right here. My goodness, the cats are making some noise in the background. And then we got two more of these as well. So we've got 402 and 400. So this is 403, this is 402, 401, and then 400. So it looks like we've got, well, we've got 3 more to go on this thing. I know it's Elspeth and Ugin, and I can't remember the last one. I don't remember if I've got it in order or not at this point. These, by the way, I had the last 2 that we needed, right here and right here. These have been on order forever, and I had to finally get a refund on them, and I've got them reordered. So hopefully we can get that finished up. And then I've been toying around with the idea of maybe ordering 1 or 2 of these here soon to get these finished up too. We've got a new set coming out with Edge of Eternities. Really been considering collecting all the all of the Stellar Sights. They're beautiful cards. They're going to be expensive though, and with that in mind, I need to finish up a couple of the things that have already started. So anyhow, we got the Heir Apparents here. We're going to complete a page, which is cool to see. I feel like, so I've not made any progress on these things forever until just this week, really, with the Foundations box. I think I originally had, what, 4 of them from all of our stuff from before. So I got my 3 SIDS. These are going to go back here. They're going to go above these Tempest Hawks. So I don't need to save any more room for Tempest Hawks. Well, I need to save some room. I'm going to put the SIDS over here. But because I'm making some changes to this deck, and I think I'm removing a couple Tempest Hawks. But I'm not going to sit here and try to put these in order right now. There's 16 of them. 16 means there's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have enough room to fit them there. And that gives me a little room for Tempest Hawks. And then this card technically needs to go in another binder, but I know that there's not room on that page. So I'm just going to go ahead. Wall, I'm right here. And we're just going to start a new page for this. In fact, actually, I'm going to go get the other binder. And we'll move it over into this one. That way we can get all these in here. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I just turned the camera off. I spent a whole bunch of time. I went through the other binder. So this is the red binder. My yellow binder, the original binder, it had these things in there. Obviously, I needed to move those. But then there were a lot of gaps, like these gaps right here. And that's fine in this binder because there's still room. But that binder, the Secret Layers, which have been at the back of the binder, have been like making their way towards the front. So eventually, on that binder, I imagine that a lot of those things are going to be coming out as the Secret Layers, and to take over the whole binder. But for now, I needed to make room because we have the Sonic Secret Layer coming. So I figured I would go ahead and I would condense some of the stuff at the beginning where there are those gaps and stuff like that. I removed these, and then I also moved over the Assassin's Creed historical figure cards, which there's only 5 of those. So between those two, I think I ended up making about 2.5 pages worth of room moving everything over. But it did mean I had to move every single Strixhaven card, every Fallout card, everything but Jurassic Park, basically. I had to do all the Godzilla cards, all the Transformer cards, the whole shebang. And all my, my favorite cards and my little niche weird cards and stuff that I have tucked away in there. And my Birds of Paradise. So all that stuff moved. For now, it'll move again in the future, but got everything organized, and I can finally switch over to my wife's binder so we can dive into the cats and then the Final Fantasy stuff. So I'll be right back with. All right, for the cats, we got a few here. I did see, by the way, with the Edge of Eternity's spoilers, that there's 1 cat in that set, so that's not too bad. It's not going to mess up our plan here. But bear with me. I might have to switch to Scryfall for a few of these. In fact, I know I will, so let's go ahead and pull it up and get going. So I'll cut out all the extra junk and stuff like that. That way you guys don't have to watch me poke through the stuff. But first up, though, we have the Ereboo Roar of the Wild. This is going to be right after the Angelic Cub, so it's going to be right here. So she does have this Alms Collector here, but this is a Secret Lair version. Same thing with the Ren and series. I think she does have, or is going to get, regular versions of those as well. All right, next up, so these are, let's just put these in alphabetical order. Zodiac, ST, S. So next up, we've got to switch all the way towards the end into the S's. There's going to be a whole bunch of S's when we get there. I still haven't actually pulled the Final Fantasy cards, the cats, out of the Final Fantasy stuff yet. So there's still a few more cards that we need to actually pull into here before we're like done pulling all of our stuff in. Did I skip the S's? I didn't skip the S's. What am I saying? All right. So for the S's, so our first one's going to be Sakura Cat. And that's going to go after Sacred Puma down here. That's not good. This is clearly kind of wrong. So let's go ahead and fix this. Let's take a look at this. I just had that one in the wrong spot. So easy fix there. And the next up we have Slashing Tiger, which is going to be, I think, on the next page. It's going to be right after Skyship Stalker right here. Next up is Trained Cheetah. Is it going to be on the next page here? It's going to be after Trained Caracal right here. And then next up is Ergobor Panther, which is on the next page, but it's not too far away. It's going to be right here. It completes a page. It's always good to see. And then last up, it'll be at the end here. We got the Zodiac. Zodiac Tiger, literally the last card. So that goes right here. So that'll be the end of the cats there. I believe she's got some more stuff that she wants to toss in here. And I think I'm going to have to go back through and sleeve all these at some point. She didn't really care about getting them sleeved. She wanted to get them in here this way, unless they were more expensive cards. But I think so that they don't move around, I might get some cheap, heavy-duty sleeves with the texture on the back. Like some Dragon Shields, but some of the generic ones, the ones we use from Amazon, which, by the way, are down in the link. And I might sleeve all these so her stuff doesn't move around. Anyhow, not doing too bad. She's got some here. Like I said, she's still got $50 for the cards right there, but there's getting to be pages being done. You know, there's little groups here and here. Page done here. Page done there. Just one to go on there. One to go on that page. 3 there. Page done. One missing there. Page done. So it's coming along. Page done. One missing there to have 2 pages. 3 on that. This one's got a lot. 3, 4, 5 on those 2 pages. 3, 4 there. 2, 1 on each page. 1 on each page. 3, 4, and then 1 on the first page. So it's coming along, but, you know, not quite there. And that doesn't count the one that's going to be from Edge of Eternities, which will probably just go at the end. Since I did make some, I have some doubles and stuff. We can make some room, but we'll see. Anyhow, I'm going to switch binders. We'll get into the Final Fantasy stuff because this is already taking way too long. All right. So, start off with the Final Fantasy cards, but to make it easier, since these are in number order, which makes it a lot easier on us, I'm just going to go through real quick and I'm going to put these in order, not make you watch. All right, got everything in order here. We've got all the lands and the SIDS, which go all the way towards the back, out of the way. So this is number 2. We complete this page with that. That's good to see. Next up is 43. So we can kind of zoom through there. 43 goes right here. That completes that page. Did I miss? So there's no... Yeah, those are all complete. Next up is 54, which is going to go right here. And then we have 58, which goes right here. That completes that page. Like I told you, we're going to get a majority of these done, to be honest. These pages are done. These are done. These are done. Next up is Sephiroth, which is on 15. That goes over here. That completes that page. And then we have Vincent Valentine, which is 125, right here. And we have 127, that goes right here. Completes that page. So up till here, this set is complete. Next up, Fire Crystal at 135. And then we have Fire On Wild, that goes right here at 137. Next up is 172, which goes here. Still complete. across the board. So good to see. Next up, this is 204, and we've got that with the Summon Titan. We got a Summon Grimoire right after that, which is 205, so that's going to go there too. That was a missing spot. Next up, we have 229. So we got our first card that's actually missing right here. And then 229s, we got another one that's missing here. So there's two. And this goes here. And then we have 245. We got another one missing there. And then this fills in this spot. So there's three so far. We have Buster Sword. This is 255. And that goes right here. But there is one spot, and you can barely see it over here in this top corner that's still missing. This is 253. That's just because I put it in the wrong order. There you go. And then 264, that goes down here. Bam. So far, almost everything's complete, but there are, 3 pieces missing. And then we get into the lands. Get that stack of everything that goes here, because I know we got lands and SIDS. So we got this red land right here and a green land. First up, 85, 285, that goes right here. And then we have 293, 90, 91, 92, 93, boom. For the islands, so we've got 4 islands. So this is 298. We have 299 in both regular and foil right there. And we've got 297, both regular and foil as well, right there. Look at that. All complete. Move on to the next page. We've got the swamps. The swamps are 300, regular and foil. Do I already have this one? Oops. Yeah, I've already got this one in here. So we're still missing a swamp, unfortunately. I must have put the wrong number down on the thing. But we'll stick these in here, since they're nice and sleeved. I'm going to go mark this one on our list here so that I don't forget it. You know, actually, I've not marked all these off of our list, so I'm actually just going to go through and, after I'm done, I'll make a list of what we still need, and then I'll update the list that way. We have 2 mountains, regular and foil, number 304. I think it's right here. And then we got the SIDS. So let's see. What's the best way to start? Do we have 419 by any chance? We don't, but we have 417. I think it's right here. We have 411, so there's 1211. We have 16. It goes right here. We got 10. It goes there. We got 12. That goes right there. And then we got 480, which is at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this one actually goes, does it go in? Did I mess this up too? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, there's 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I messed this up. We have 1 SID that should go on this page, but that means I gotta fix this page. Nope, I'm just gonna move 1. They're not in order. Not too bad, though. All right. Before I get in and fix all that stuff in our list, we got all the art cards. So we'll go back to the art cards. There are no tokens here, so we can skip the tokens. Still don't know what's going on with these tokens. It's weird that we didn't end up pulling it in all the boxes we had. Anyhow, let's put these art cards in order so that I think they already be in order. 15, 14, 15, 18. Yeah, these are already in order. Thanks, Charlie. I'm glad I didn't actually mess that up. All right. Is this number 2? I think this is number 2. This is number 2. So let's see how much progress we made. Okay, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, the BV one. 18 goes up here. We have 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 is missing, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 art cards left. That's not bad. Especially when you don't really have any control over those. Anyhow, you guys don't need to watch me mess with all this stuff. I certainly made a lot of progress. We have more cards coming. Both she and I have cards coming. So there should be some more stuff. And at some point I'm going to order some stuff, but I'm kind of waiting. So just to give you a time frame of where we're at on this, pre-release for Edge of Eternities is at the end of this week. So at the end of this week, I'll be getting our Edge of Eternity stuff and diving into that. So I just don't know if I want to spend any money on any extra cards right now till we're done with that. But that said, I appreciate everybody watching. This is Binder Minder. As always, thanks for watching. To put us in your binder like we've been doing all day here, you just need to like and subscribe down below. Ring the bell to be notified. And you can also catch us on our social media, which is down in the description below as well. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Next time will probably be Sonic and then Edge of Eternities or somewhere in that range. So we'll see you then. Have a great day. Bye.